Hey, you guys. Okay, I promise I'm fine. I sound like a man for some reason, but I feel great. I mean, I feel pregnant, tired, and nauseous all the time, but I feel good. I'm not sick. Okay. So I'm so excited to be chatting with you today. I cannot believe it's already December 13th. I cannot believe that Christmas is next Saturday. I cannot believe that 2022 is like a minute away and all the things, all the things. Okay. So just so you know, going forward, I was looking at the Mondays and the dates of the Mondays for the rest of the year. Like, should we take any days off because of the holidays? And I mean, it's the 20th, the 27th, and the 3rd. So I'm like, no, we're good. So we'll still be here every Monday. Okay. We're not taking any time off for the holidays because the 20th to the 27th and the 3rd, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not really doing anything that special on those days. Right. So I'll still be here. You're absolutely welcome to join me just like always. Cool. Okay. So with all of that said, I wanted to chat for the next little bit about goal setting because, hello, the new year is right around the corner, right? And this is the biggest time of year when people set goals. And you guys, I really, 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 really want to create a culture of people who actually achieve their goals and that we support each other through our goals, and we're not the majority of people. We're not the, I pedal to the metal from January till February 13th. And then come Valentine's Day, I'm like, yep, peace out. See ya, I'm donezo. That was terrible. The worst 6 weeks of my life, and I'm over. I'm out of here, right? We're not those people. And I'm going to tell you how to avoid being that person. Okay. And the burnout as well as the discipline. Okay. Not just the, you got to muscle through it and you got to blah, blah, blah. No, that's not actually what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you a lot of other things. Okay. But first and foremost, there have been over the last, I don't even know, like probably at least 6 years, ever since I started to fall in love with personal development and podcasts and all the things. I can't even tell you how many different books, theories, ideas, opinions about goals I've heard, and there's this way and 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 this way. Bryn's just going to tell you the nuggets that she's learned from all the different things. And I'm probably not going to give credit where it's due, but just know that absolutely nothing that I say today is Bryn's own ideas. Okay. This is all something I learned from someone somewhere else that I'm just putting into one place for you here now. Cool. So don't give me any credit because it's not me. Okay. Okay, cool. With that said, I wanted to read this. I was just looking, I searched the word goals in my notes and I came across this. It says Tiff's message. I have no idea who Tiff is. This was something I wrote in my notes in 2016. So, I mean, it's like 5 years old, but I was like, oh my gosh, that's good. So I really wanted to share it with you. Okay. I don't know who Tiff is, but whoever she is out there, this was good. There's an old saying, if you don't know where you're going, you'll never get there. It's the importance of aiming before taking flight. Give a man a bow and arrow and tell him to shoot, and his first response would be, at what? When there's no target, there is no purpose for shooting. He could shoot the arrow anywhere, and wherever the arrow ended up would be where the arrow ended up. Not much to it. On the other hand, if you give the archer a target and challenge him to hit the bullseye, everything changes. You now gave him something to aim at, something to challenge his skills against, something to measure his progress with, and something that gives all of his effort purpose. All by adding in a simple target. That's what a goal does to a person's life. It changes everything. You were given a life and you've been told ever since to live it. Well, in order to answer that question, your first thought should be, by doing what? Everybody in this world has a different set of circumstances, different set of skills, and a different set of opportunities through which they can interact with the world and find their unique sense of fulfillment. Your mission in life should be to figure out what your unique sets are and how you can take action to best capitalize on them that gives all of your effort, purpose, and meaning. Goals are the guiding light that get you there. Okay, so I love that. Yay, thank you, Tiff. I have no idea who you are or where I got that, but thank you, Tiff. That was great, right? So goals are what give us those targets. Okay. And it is truly what helps us wake up in the morning. I don't know about you guys, but it is 100% the reason I wake up early in the morning. If I didn't know what my goal was for the morning, what my goal was for waking up before my children, get my workout in before they wake up so that I can actually enjoy my workout, right? Then I probably would not wake up early. If I was just like, well, there's no real reason to wake up early, so I'm just probably not going to, I'll just sleep in. That would every day, I would just sleep in, right? But because I have a goal, I know my goal, I have a target, I'm working towards my target, it gives me purpose and meaning to that small, simple thing for me. Wake up when my alarm goes off so that I can go get my workout in before my children wake up, right? For the most part, sometimes it's something else that I want to do before they wake up, right? But when it comes to goal setting, there is a huge, huge, huge mistake that people make when they are setting their goals. And that is that they set themselves up like, I don't even want to say to fail, because it's not even necessarily to fail. They just set 10 goals that are all amazing and all so different than what they're currently doing. And so, okay, cool. You set these really great 10 goals that are really exciting to you. But after about 6 weeks, is the typical studies show that people quit on their goals by Valentine's Day. It's those people, right? It's those people who set those 10 goals that are just honestly 0 to 60 or 0 to 90, right? I'm doing none of these habits at all right now. And I'm going to do all of these habits and I'm going to do it perfectly. And right. And then the day after perfect, this is something Blake talked about a few weeks ago. This concept is in the book Finish by John Acuff. The day after perfect goes back to 0 again. It's not 90 to 89 or even 85 or even 70. It's 90 to, okay, I messed up, whatever. There's always next year, right? Or maybe I'll wait till the summer when my kids are off school and things are less crazy. Okay, well, now my kids are home and it's even crazier than I thought. Okay, maybe I'll wait till my kids go back to school. Okay, now my kids are back in school and I'm trying to get the hang of things with all the carpooling and new sports and all the whatever and pick up and drop off and whatever and all the things. And I'm homeschooling actually and whatever, blah, blah, blah. Right? I'll wait till like September, October. Okay, well, now it's the holidays, so whatever. I'll just wait till January, right? And then it repeats this vicious cycle of whatever. I'll just wait until, right? So when you're setting your goals, there are some questions that I want you to make sure you're asking yourself first. And the first one is, what are my core values? Okay. Before you set any goals, what are your values? Okay. AKA, if you were to die today, what do you want to have been known for? What do you want other people to have written on your tombstone? What do you want in your obituary? What do you want people to say about you when they're not in your presence? What do you value? And are you spending your time doing those things that you value? And if you are, congratulations, you are in alignment with yourself. Okay. And if you're not, then what really ends up happening is, sure, I've set all these amazing goals, but they're not fulfilling me, right? And it's that concept that Stephen R. Covey talks about. I think it's in the highly effective habits, whatever book. I can't think of the right, you know what book I'm talking about, hopefully. But he talks about how so many people in life, they climb this ladder all their life and they make it to the top of the building only to look around and realize, oh crap, I climbed the wrong ladder. This isn't the building I wanted to get on top of, right? But they spent their whole lives climbing that ladder. Yay, I made it. Only to realize, well, shiz, this isn't even the ladder I was supposed to climb, right? And it's that concept, okay? So you have to know your ultimate destination. Where do you want to ultimately end up? Not just in 2020, in your whole life, right? Where do you want to end up ultimately? What do you value most? What do you want people to say about you behind closed doors? What do you want written on your tombstone, in your obituary? What do you want to be remembered for? Okay. And once you figure that out, then you can set those goals, right? And make sure they're in alignment with your core values, with your ultimate destination, right? So like for me, I'm not going to be setting these humongous goals to, okay, yeah, I want to go back and I want to teach kindergarten and I think I want to be a team lead and maybe I'll get my master's degree and be a principal one day because I love children and I just really want to bless and influence their lives, right? Because yes, that is true. I love children and I think I'd be a freaking awesome principal, right? But ultimately, I love other kids, but not as much as I love my own, right? And so for me, that would not equal ultimate happiness. I want to be with my children. I want to raise my children. I do not want them at daycare all day long. And that's not to say that that's bad for any other person out there. That's just not right for me. That does not bring me ultimate happiness. Okay. So what are you pushing towards? And really, really learning that. Okay. And with that said, I think it's absolutely okay to be creative because there might be those mamas out there who are like, well, I want to homeschool my kid and I want to have a thriving business and I want to have a clean house and I want to eat healthy and I want to rock in marriage and I want, and thank you, Jesse said in the chat, 7 habits of highly effective people, right? And, right? And one of my favorite quotes by Grant Cardone ever, why choose or when and is an option? And you might be sitting there thinking like, yeah, right. Give yourself grace, mom. There's no way that you could be a homeschool mom and have a thriving business and be healthy and have a clean house and whatever. And I say, BS to that, because guess what? You can ask for help. You can hire a tutor and homeschool your kids and have someone else teach them. They can still be homeschooled. They can still be at home, not going to a public school. They're just tutored by someone else. You can hire someone to help you clean your house. You can hire an assistant to help you in your business. You can have somebody buy your groceries for you. Instacart. How many times have I talked about this, right? You can absolutely have everything you want in your life. You can reach that ultimate destination if you're willing to ask for help, right? And it's 100% okay to ask for help. We talked about this last week, right? So figuring out for yourself, what is my ultimate destination? What can I do by myself? What do I need to delegate? What do I absolutely want to make sure I have my hands on because that brings me joy and that really freaking matters to me, right? Or what am I okay to let go of? Because that really doesn't matter to me and that really doesn't bring me joy at all, right? And delegating those things to someone else who it does bring them joy. Because there are people out there that like to do the things that you don't like to do, right? There are people out there that love to fold laundry. I would rather lick every single dish in my sink than do the laundry, but I don't. I do the laundry. I don't lick every dish in my sink, but I would rather, right? So figuring out your ultimate destination, asking for help if you need it so that you can get there. Okay. That leads me to one of my favorite quotes ever. And it's from the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. Okay. So now we're going to kind of shift gears a little around, okay, I know my ultimate destination. I know my core values. These are my goals. These are my goals for 2022. And you can do, there's so many different ways. I've heard everything from like, you can do PrEP goals, which stands for personal, relationship, educational, and professional. Okay. PrEP. I've also heard like there's 10 categories that you can do: spiritual, financial, marriage, parenthood, educational, whatever, right? Like I can't even think of all 10 off the top of my head, right? But you can cut down health, right? The personal and relationship goals, especially from the PrEP things. I feel like you could cut personal into 7 different categories all on its own, right? Between health and financial and spiritual, right? And then your relationship, you can cut into marriage and children or extended family. You can split it even further. And I want to do family history work and bless other people, which could also be spiritual. You know what I mean? Like there's so many branches. I'm not here to tell you where you need to set your goals. Okay. What's your ultimate destination? What are your core values? What are the rungs that you need to climb the ladder to your ultimate destination? Okay. So now we're going to talk about those rungs. Yes. Okay. So James Clear, Atomic Habits. The purpose of setting goals is to win the game. The purpose of building systems is to continue playing the game. If you are having trouble changing your habits, the problem isn't you. The problem is your system. Bad habits repeat themselves again and again, not because you don't want to change, but because you have the wrong system to change. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. I'm going to read that last part one more time because I think it's profound. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Okay. So if, just because it's probably one of the easiest out there, if your goal is to lose 20 pounds in 2022, okay, you do not rise to that. You do not rise to this. I'm going to be the type of person who loses 20 pounds. Who is that? Who is that type of person? If you knew, you would already be her or him, right? If you knew, you'd already be there and it wouldn't even need to be a goal, right? So you got to figure out, okay, what are my systems? What are the habits that someone who loses weight has, right? They drink water. They get adequate amounts of sleep. They eat fruits and vegetables. They eat relatively clean, unprocessed foods. They probably don't go to McDonald's 3 times a day, right? They exercise, I would dare guess, right? Like just figuring out what habits do I need to achieve that goal? What am I willing to do? And there's this book called Unf Yourself, which is so good. But there's this chapter called I Am Willing, right? And then there's a second chapter right after that says I Am Unwilling. And it talks all about if you are wanting to be a person with a 6-pack, but you are unwilling to do the necessary actions to be a person who has a 6-pack, AKA, I really don't eat McDonald's, like ever, actually. And when I go to Chick-fil-A, I get a salad every time and I never touch the fries, right? And I never touch the fried chicken. I'm always getting grilled chicken, right? Are you willing to do that? And if you're not, then it is just as empowering to say, I am unwilling. I am unwilling. And to really, truly admit to yourself, yeah, that used to be a goal of mine to have a 6-pack. But honestly, now it's not, because I am unwilling to commit to that type of lifestyle. I really like Chick-fil-A sauce. I really love their fries, and I am unwilling to give it up. Therefore, I'll never have a 6-pack, and that's okay with me, right? And just really giving yourself permission to what are you willing to accomplish and what are you unwilling to accomplish? And really identifying both of those things is very empowering. You just have to make sure that as soon as you make that decision, yeah, I'm unwilling to give up Chick-fil-A sauce, that you're not looking at that person over there with that 6-pack now and whining and complaining and moaning about, I'll never be that, right? Instead, complimenting them, whether out loud or in your head, never suppress a generous thought. So how about out loud, right? And complimenting them for their discipline and their dedication, right? And not having that, woe is me, I wish I could, because you absolutely could if you were willing to work as hard as they do. Does that make sense? So really figuring out that ultimate destination, what are you willing to do? What are you unwilling to do? And then creating those systems for yourself. Okay. And when it comes to all things, right? Your marriage goals, your financial goals, your relationship goals with your children, your homeschool goals, your non-homeschool goals, and you just want your kids to succeed at public school, right? Any sort, educational, whatever, all the things, professional, any type of goal that you have, it really comes down to, what are my daily habits? What are the rungs that I'm climbing consistently, continually, day after day after day after day, so that I can just make a little bit of progress, just a little. I don't have to go from 0 to 90, right? We are not here to burn ourselves out, but I'm just here to, you know what? I want to be the type of person who can lose 20 pounds in 12 months. So what do I need to do today and tomorrow and the next day and the next day? And what is actually repeatable? What is doable for me in my life right now? I want to write a book in 2022. Okay. Do I need to write it all in one shot, in one go? No. What if it's enough to just sit down and commit to 15 minutes as part of my morning routine? 15 minutes for 356 days. If I did it every single day, I don't know the math. I'm not that good at it off the top of my head, right? But that's relatively around, I don't know. That's a lot of time though, right? Like a lot more time than I spent this year writing a book. Okay. It doesn't have to be crazy amounts of giant effort all at once, right? It can be small, simple things that grow and grow and grow and don't burn you out, that fill you up, that light you up, that keep you excited about the person you're growing into, instead of, yeah, it's February 14th and I am over this. Peace out, goals. I'll see you next January, right? So making small, bite-sized steps. Yes? Okay, last quote I want to share with you, and then I'll let you guys go. People do not decide their futures. They decide their habits, and their habits decide their futures. I'm going to read that one more time because I think that's really good. People do not decide their futures. They decide their habits, and their habits decide their futures. Okay. So if you're like, okay, I really want to get better at this. I really want to create beautiful habits. I really want to get better at this whole thing. Some of my favorite books that I've ever read around habit formation and building good habits. Number one, absolutely, is Atomic Habits by James Clear. So dang good. So dang good. So dang good. I cannot suggest it enough. Okay. The second one that I really love around habit formation, it's kind of around habits. It's kind of not, but The Compound Effect. How many times have I talked about it? Probably a million, right? The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy is a really, really good one about just those small, simple actions repeated over time and the way they change your life. Okay. And then the third one, both of those are on Audible, Atomic Habits and The Compound Effect, and neither of which I'm 99.9% sure don't swear. So if you're someone who's like a little about swearing, those two from my memory they're not profane. And then the third one, which is also good and clean, is The Slight Edge, which is very, very similar to The Compound Effect. It's by Jeff Olson. It's not on Audible. It's just a book form. They're very, very similar, but honestly, I suggest both. I've read both. And they basically are about the exact same thing, but two authors, two perspectives bring about different scenarios. I just feel like they were both so solid for very different reasons. Okay. So I suggest those three books. Well, bam. Okay. They will help you a lot when it comes to that habit formation and really just trying every day to show up as a better version of you. Okay. So that's all I really have for you today. So main takeaways are, number one, what's your ultimate destination? Number two, what are your core values? And my definition of core values is, what do you want to be remembered for when you die? What do you want written on your tombstone? What do you want people to say about you behind closed doors? What matters to you? Like really matters to you. Okay. And then number three, what are the rungs on that ladder that are going to get you to that ultimate destination? figuring out those daily habits, the little things that feel so insignificant in the moment, but that are absolutely going to help you grow into the person that you are meant to be. There's a conference talk in my church. We have this semi-annual conference. And I was just listening to a talk the other day where he talks about, it's called Becoming More in Christ, the parable of the slope. And he talks about, really, truly, it doesn't matter where our starting point is. All that matters is the trajectory in which we're going, right? Where are we headed? Where are we facing? Everybody has different starting points, right? Like we could talk about Oprah Winfrey. We could talk about Kobe Bryant. We could talk about all those people who have like really rough starts, right? But that doesn't matter in the long run, right? All that matters is, where are you going? And is your slope leading you up or leading you down? Are the small, simple habits that you're choosing every single day leading you to become the person that you want to be, or leading you to the person that you don't want to be? What's your slope? And what can you do to change that, right? So that was, that talk was given by Clark G. Gilbert. It was really good. So anyways, that's all I had for you, my friends. I freaking love you. I believe in you. It's only the 13th. So I really want to challenge you. We have what? I think, I can't do the math right in my head. 18 days until January 1st. Okay. And don't be one of those people who's like, I'm going to do it on December 31st, because then December 31st comes and goes and you were busy with, I don't know, New Year's Eve plans. And then you're like, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it on January 1st. And then January 1st comes and goes and you were busy because it's a holiday, right? And the kids are still at school. And then you're like, okay, I'll do it tomorrow. And then all of a sudden it's January 7th and you're like, whatever, I'm just not even going to set goals this year, right? And no, don't be that person. Think about them now. Think about them now. And between now and December 23rd and December 26th to December 30th, you got some time. Okay. And it doesn't take long. Don't be that person. I know a cute friend on here who was like, yeah, I'm going to do a vision board. And then like in July, we were like, did you ever do your vision board? And she's like, no, I never did. Right. And I know she's not alone in that. Okay. Don't be that person. Figure it out right now so that you have that upward slope going for you. Because if you're not moving forward, there's no such thing as staying still, right? You're either moving forward or moving backwards. You're either progressing or you're digressing. There is nothing else. So I love you. I believe in you. And if you want help with your goals, or if you want to like just be accountable and, hey, I did it, I'm so freaking proud of myself, I would love to see them. I would love to see them. And I don't care if they're business related, health related, financial related, mom related. This isn't you can only send me your goals if they have to do with losing weight. That is not, nope. Yes, I'm a health coach, but that's not all I care about in life. Okay. If you want accountability and you're like, no, like this would be really good for me, please feel free to send me your goals. And I'm sure that if I'm not your coach, that your coach would love to hear from you. Your coach would love to hear your goals. Right. So I'm speaking for them, but I would dare guess that I attract people like me. So I would dare guess that they want to help you with your goals too. So if I'm not your coach, reach out to your coach. And if I'm not your coach and your coach is unreachable, still reach out to me because I would love to hear them. Yes. Okay. If you're on the recording, I love you. I'll see you later. And if you're on live, stay on live.